What is going on, Retro Bull Universe? I am Aloof Balloon, and tonight is the 5th episode of Alliance After Dark. We've got 3 general managers of the newly created RBA E-League. And if you're sitting at home right now and you're listening and you're going, what the heck is the RBA E-League? Well, stick around. We'll be getting into all the details. Kicking things off is our first returning guest and still reigning RBA president, although I don't know if that's a voted-in position. He's also the GM of the Denver Broncos, Texas Stars. Mr. President, nice to have you back.
Nice to have myself back. Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it was elected out of the council members. I guess that counts, right? But no, yeah, it's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
It counts for something. We've also got GM of the Kansas City Chiefs, Ultimate Toasters. Toasters, I gotta believe you're hopeful that what was reality in the NFL is going to also happen in the E-League with the Chiefs. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, and that is exactly why I chose Kansas.
Man, they got a definitely a good team, both in the RBA and in the NFL. So
we're gonna have some beef.
Yeah, there's gonna be some beef. Yeah, exactly. So get your steaks ready. Get your steak knives ready. And last but not least, we've got Seattle Sockeyes, GM of, you guessed it, the Seattle Seahawks. Sockeyes, how's it going, man?
It's going good. Thanks for having me.
You've got yourself a Legion of Boom there. I see that team. Villains, that's a top guy right there. Force, he's a force to be reckoned with. And you took my guy, Peshtigo Fire, or Festigo, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was my guy. You drafted him ahead of me. That was awful, but great pick by you. I'm glad to have you aboard, Sockeyes. So, Texas, if you could, give us a little insight into how the RBA League, E-League came to start, just to kind of set the groundwork for us.
Okay. Well, it's an interesting story. We have, the council is always working on new things to do, and kind of a fantasy league kind of popped up where actually somebody has suggested doing kind of like a fantasy football style league, but with the players in the RBA, like Deshaun Dahl or Dejon Butt. But it was a little hard to track because we only get player stats at the end of the season, and not everybody's players are there. So I came up with the idea, well, what if we just drafted teams? Like I drafted Aloof Balloon or something like that. And so we kind of talked about it. And it originally was just going to be like a fantasy style thing where people didn't really have that much input. It was more of like traditional fantasy football. But I kind of wanted it to be a little more community centric. And so I thought adding in, the players and letting them know, hey, you're getting drafted, or hey, you're a free agent now, or hey, we're trading you. That just makes it a little more fun for them. It makes it a little more immersive, makes it more of an ordeal, of a community thing. So we kind of just started with that, and I think Royals really ran with it and started making a whole bunch of stuff before I got a chance to look into it. So we kind of based it off of his structure, and then we just kind of came in and fleshed it out, and now it's becoming this awesome thing.
So one thing I thought was really unique about the E-League is that you took actual RBA players and assigned like a dollar value to each of the guys. How did you guys come to that? Because I was at like 291, and other guys, a lot of the foundation guys were like $123 and stuff like that. How did you guys get to that?
Well, as we were discussing this, a lot of it was other council members were concerned with, well, what if so-and-so gets the Rams, everybody else is screwed. Like, you don't have the Rams, like they're the best player, right? And so I was like, well, it would be like a snake draft, so you kind of get like an even team, but that wasn't good enough. So we decided to do like kind of like a salary cap thing. And so I thought, what better to base salary cap off of than the one thing that we, the one metric that we use to rank teams, and that's point differential. So we took the average point differential from seasons 5 and 6, and we used that as a dollar amount. We took the lowest PD that was positive, and we brought everybody who didn't play season 5 or 6 and everybody who was negative up to that 123. And then I kind of just messed with the numbers, seeing who would somebody draft if they drafted the best available, and they had a team of 3 players, and I came up with the original 100 or $1,500 salary cap, and then we added in a couple more players, so I bumped it up to 2,500, and I think it's been a pretty good kind of range because I think most of these teams that we have right here are pretty balanced.
Yeah, I mean, Toasters, just to point out your team, you've got one of the lowest salaries, for your entire team. What was sort of your strategy in picking players? Because if you look, uh, most of your players, no offense, I'm not trying to cause any waves, don't stand out as like the big, big time PD guys. So what was kind of your thought going into the draft?
So I kind of had a similar mentality to, I guess, what Texas was talking about, where, bringing the community together and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to build my team around people who I knew were active in the chat. That way, when I was talking strategy or we were talking about, how everyone's doing, rooting on our team, we would have an active group chat in that sense. And I kind of wanted to get that team camaraderie feeling from my E-League team. So I was okay with not spending my full salary cap on the best players, as long as I got the guys who were good as well as being active in the chat.
I like that. I like that. Has it paid off for you?
I will say that I think we have a pretty good shot week 1, but I also am very curious to see how all the other teams do. So we'll see.
Oh man, the team that I'm afraid of the most, I know I've said it a lot in the chat, but just to say it here, is the LA Rams. He's got marching ants, he's got legionnaires, mighty pickles. I mean, nothing to say of Alaskan armor, but I mean, there are some stacked players on that team. That to me is the scariest team, the LA Rams. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at them yet.
I mean, I know that Ents and Pickles were high on my draft board for both being good players as well as being active in the chat.
Oh yeah, those are great guys. And then you've got Seahawks over here. Like I said, took fire from me. Grab Force, Reindeer, and French Kisses. So kind of an eclectic group of guys there. I mean, I know French Kisses is an extremely active member on the chat. He's a newer guy. If he's listening, hey, French, you've been awesome. Keep it up, buddy. Sockeyes, kind of what was your strategy going into it, to the draft?
So basically, I just looked at the scores from some of the past seasons, and I just picked base off of that. And I kind of looked at the current standings to see what people might take if they didn't do research, and then I would just pick people that I thought were better than that, or people that were good there on the standings as soon as possible.
Yeah, that was definitely the funnest part for me, is like trying to find those sort of like those diamonds in the rough. Like I said, Fire was one of those guys. I thought that he was really undervalued. A couple of guys that I grabbed that I thought were really undervalued, which I got lucky on, I think, even though I think there was a little bit of a screw up, as I understand it, from on Texas's end, was Band Kids. Band Kids is a guy that's won championships in other leagues, and actually was pretty undervalued, so I ended up grabbing him. I thought that was a great value for him. And then Red Comets was another guy I thought was pretty undervalued. So Texas, I thought it was a great job, man. You guys put it together really well. Um, and the draft ceremony was really, really cool. I look forward to doing more of those types of things. That was just great work.
Yeah, it was really fun. The whole stream and whole draft thing, that was entirely the Royals. I don't want to take credit for that. He had that thing down. He's such a great personality, and that's why I really like him as our productions and marketing guy, because he's really enjoys being in the spotlight and streaming and doing things like that. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I kind of did some work on the spreadsheet. I was just trying to make it look as good as possible. So I think the logos were like a last minute addition. I think I did that maybe about 30 minutes before we started. Um,
The Internet
But
Explorer logo?
it's fun. Oh no, that one was like, tonight. But
Okay.
it will change now. Now that we've been compared to that.
I'm sorry. It looks like it. I'm not making a judgment call. I'm not saying that you're the Internet Explorer of E-Leagues, but it was funny. It did come out looking like that a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you consider, I don't know, was Internet Explorer one of the first browsers out there?
Yeah, I don't. God, now you're gonna start making me look old. I'm not answering that question. I'm not dating myself.
uh, yeah, no, it was fun. It's been a lot of fun putting it together, and we've only just started. I think the first game is technically today, so we'll find out the results for it tomorrow.
Yeah, my team's playing against you, so
Yes, they are.
yeah, yeah. I'm not looking forward to that. You got a stacked team
Well,
there yourself, there, Broncos.
we got some good people. I think the Cowboys they are the first team. Well, I think they're tied for first. Um, for starting in foundations, and moving all the way up to Premier. They're one of only two teams to have done that. So I saw them as a rising star in the league, and so I had to have them in.
Wait,
I
wait.
think myself.
I don't mean to interrupt you,
Go ahead.
Texas, but say that again. He's the only, one of only two guys that have gone from
Yes,
foundation to premier.
yes,
Oh
that
shit!
is correct.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
there
that.
are only two, and he is one of them.
Oh well, then I'm done. I started in the foundation. I might as well just give it up now. I did not know that. That's a nice little
Yeah,
fun
he
fact.
kind of snuck under the radar there, but I can't remember what exactly the fourth team is. But they both got promoted to Premier at the same time. I think the other team had already been in the league a little bit longer, but um, and then I've got Cosmos, who just recently got promoted to Premier. I think he started in Ultimate. He's been really good. He's been really good on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen his posts, but he's been doing pretty good on that. And then I also got West by God, which originally was the Pittsburgh Party in the Premier League. And he took a week off and came back in a new save. So now he is in Ultimate League now. So a bunch of guys who have potential and that have shown potential, and I decided to grab them up. My last pick was the French Kisses, but I traded him to the Seattle Sockeyes, which I'm a little bit regretting now. But I also saw that the High Rollers got dropped, so I picked him up, and he's been a great addition to the team.
Yeah, I think the foundation guys, those are gonna be the hardest guys to know who's gonna who's gonna kind of rise above on that one. I mean, Seattle Seahawks. I see that Sockeyes. I'm sorry, Seattle Sockeyes. I see that you've got two different foundation guys, but again, like Texas just said, they're probably two of the higher ranked foundation guys. So how does it work, Texas? If you could let us know. So is it you keep the player for 2 years, or I should say 2 seasons, or how does that kind of play into it?
So we decided. So we wanted to kind of do a draft every year, but with the amount of players we have, it would be kind of hard to continue to add people in. So what we're doing is we're going to have each team be able to keep two players um, for one extra season. So essentially, everyone's under a 1 season contract except for two players, which are under a 2 season contract. Um, and you get to pick which two you want, and the other three will go back into the draft pool, and we'll have another draft that's only 3 rounds. So that kind of keeps things fresh,
Yeah,
not
definitely.
necessarily the same teams, but it also gives you a little bit more control of whoever you keep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. And it's great content. It's just another thing that this league's doing. Just that is a step above. I mean, like I said, most other leagues are just done on Twitter, and here we've got a fantasy league based on our own league. It's pretty narcissistic, I suppose, in some ways, but it's pretty cool, man. I'm really enjoying
That's
it.
definitely one of the good things about the RBA is it gives us more time to do things like this.
So if I could, guys, I did a little bit of a trivia game last time with Ents and comments, and it went pretty good. You guys want to play some trivia today?
Sure.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
I'm ready.
All right. So
Do it.
the way that this works is I pick a celebrity, historical figure, someone that you should maybe, hopefully know. I give you 20 clues. After each clue, I'll ask you if you want to take a guess at who it is. If you think you know who it is, shoot me a DM with the person that you think that it is. And then once everyone has submitted their answers, I'll announce who it is. Obviously, like any game of trivia like this, the goal is to pick the right person. But with me giving you all these different clues, the other way that you win is by doing it in the least amount of clues possible. So it's a fun little game, and we'll get started. I hope you know this person. Last time I played, it was Keanu Reeves. Ents ended up getting it right. Red Comets was hilarious. He struggled a little bit, but I think it went pretty well. All right. So the first clue is my grandfather was a German Catholic. This fact prevented me from being accepted to many institutions that I was interested in. And I would be really impressed if you got it on the first clue. So the second clue is I suffer from nearsightedness and was one of the first people to use contact lenses. Third clue?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna need more.
All right. I was a cha-cha dancing pro. In fact, I once won a national dancing competition for the cha-cha.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, that's usually, there's only about 10 people now that have done something like that. A fun parlor trick that I do is puncture Coca-Cola cans with 2 fingers. Which I wish I could do. I have no idea how this person does that. But anyway. Clue number 5. I once had my sweat glands removed from my armpits. Now, I looked that up. I don't know what that means, and I was way too afraid to figure out what that actually meant. But this person actually had their sweat glands surgically removed from their armpits. I suppose that means they don't sweat now under their armpits.
Wow.
Yeah, it was... I don't know. I think my wife would like that, but that's about it. I don't know.
How do you get all this personal information on these celebrities, man?
I work in IT, so I do a lot of deep dark web diving. I go into the wiki links and all that. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Clue number 6, because I'm guessing you haven't gotten it yet. Clue number 6 is I was a child star, having been in over 20 movies before I turned 18. Okay. Clue number 7.
All right.
I failed a basic military physical and was considered physically unacceptable for service. Okay. That sounds like me, actually, on that one. Clue number 8. Time magazine ranked me as one of the 100 most influential people of the 20th century.
This person's pretty famous.
This hopefully you know this person, unless 100 most influential people. Clue number 9. As a teenager, I was the leader of a street gang called the Tigers of Junction Street, which is really badass sounding.
Oh man.
As a teenager, I was a little afraid to go outside, let alone run.
It's getting like right on the edge of my brain. Like I can feel it. I all these facts are vaguely familiar.
Seattle, here's one.
I like that as a team name.
Yeah.
The Tigers of Junction Street.
Right. Yeah.
Might have to change from the Toaster.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Seattle, this one's for you, buddy. While living in Seattle, I was effectively homeless and only had $100 to my name. Okay. Clue number 11. There are countless theories and conspiracies surrounding my death. Now, I know we can't get into those conspiracies, Texas, because that's for Conspiracy Tuesday, but,
I didn't wait till tomorrow.
I wanted to sneak that one in there for tomorrow. So, if anyone's listening to this, we'll talk about it on Tuesday.
About their death.
The conspiracy surrounding their death, yes.
So they're no longer alive.
Well,
Well, I mean, that's why there's a conspiracy about it.
There you go. Hey, there you go,
True.
Texas. Very
Right.
nice. Very nice. Clue number 12, and this one should give it away. My father was a leading opera singer. I mean, obviously, that's pretty. That narrows it down. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I know you guys are big opera fans, so I just I put that in there for you. Okay. Clue number 13. A Pokemon is based off of me.
Oh my god. Do I know this person?
Oh man, you know how many friends I know that would know from that clue alone?
I feel like I should know this.
Can I phone a friend?
and just remember, if you think you know it, go ahead and DM me the person that you think it is. But after that, you can't submit another answer, and everyone else will get the rest of the clues. So just a little strategy there. Don't do ask too soon, I suppose. Not that it sounds like any of you are close, but anyway. Next clue. I did not know how to swim, stemming from a childhood memory where my sister held me underwater until I passed out. So person didn't know how to swim.
I'm with Texas. It sounds like it's like I've heard this stuff before.
The first thing I heard when it was the that Pokemon one, I thought of Danny DeVito, but he's not dead.
Is there a Pokemon after Danny DeVito? Because if there is, that's my favorite Pokemon.
No, it was that Detective Pikachu movie.
Oh.
Everybody was hoping that he would be the Pikachu.
There you go. Exactly. I was gonna say that'd be hilarious. Okay, clue number 15. I had a personal library of 2,000 books and was an avid reader of philosophy. All right, I got you guys stumped on this one. This is good.
Yeah, I need more.
Okay. Clue number 16. This won't narrow it down, unfortunately, but clue number 16. I have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I feel like comics from the last episode when he's like, "Save your guess." I have no idea. That's how I kind of feel right now.
The only thing I can
How many more
say
we got?
we've got 3 more. The only thing that I can say in my defense is that I know you guys know this person. These clues have been very difficult, but I tried to tiptoe around some of those things that would immediately give him away. But the last couple of clues may shed some light. But anyway, clue number 17. I was born in San Francisco, California.
Hmm.
And now here's where I think we start to unveil the character just a little bit.
Oh man.
Clue number 18. I think this one might give it away just a little bit. When I was 17 years old, I won a national boxing tournament, despite having no formal training in boxing. All right, Seattle. Let's see here. All right, so Seattle clocks in at clue 18.
I'm not gonna get this.
Seattle coming out of nowhere. I hope he's right. I hope he's right.
We could still send our answers after the 20th.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Because Seattle may have it wrong, even though he has, he guessed in 18 clues. You may get it right, but if you get it right at 20 clues, that means you win. So,
Okay. All right.
the modus operandi is to get the answer right. Okay. Clue number 19. I am in the Houston Boxing Hall of Fame. Clue number 20. I was so fast that movies where I acted were slowed down in post-production to capture my movements. That's about the only thing. That's about the only clue I didn't have to look up. I just knew that about this person.
My knowledge of boxers are very limited.
Okay.
So, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to. I mean, I have to say something now, right? We're done.
Or you can just give up, which would be perversely appealing to me, but may not be as fun to listen to from a viewer's perspective.
DM coming.
DM coming. All right.
We can say it here. This is gonna be laughable, but that's all I know.
Let's see here. Okay, so Toaster just submitted his answer. And Texas got his in. All right, so these are great guesses, guys. So I'll go backwards. Texas said Muhammad Ali. He was the last one to respond. Clue number 20. Muhammad Ali is close. I'll give you another clue, Texas. Muhammad Ali once said that this person was the only one that he was afraid of. It's actual, not a direct quote, but I remember reading that Muhammad Ali once said, this guy is a badass, and was actually afraid to fight him.
Wait, I think that means I'm right.
So so to jump onto that, Toasters said Joe Frazier. Fantastic guess. Again, I think you guys got stuck on the boxing, which is all right, but Joe Frazier, obviously a fantastic boxer. Great battles with Muhammad Ali. Not the right answer. Texas, Muhammad Ali, not the right answer.
Oh.
Seattle came in with Bruce Lee. That is the correct answer. Bruce Lee was the guy.
It's Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
His father was a German Catholic? Like, what?
So, actually, the story is that Bruce Lee, obviously, everyone in his village knew that his grandfather was of European descent, and specifically European Catholic, German Catholic. And what that actually did is put a lot of, discrimination on Bruce Lee, where he wasn't accepted into a lot of different kung fu, karate, jiu-jitsu schools of training. So he actually learned from this guy named Ip Man, who kind of was the only guy that would take him in because of his German Catholic descent. Yeah, really interesting.
The boxing Hall of Fame threw me off.
Yeah, I thought that would.
That's definitely what threw me off.
And then the Pokemon that is named after Bruce Lee is Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee. Yeah, of course.
Pokemon and the boxing.
Yeah.
As soon as you said it was him, I was like, Hitmonlee. I should know that.
Yeah. It's actually, him. Yeah. Dang.
I'm gonna start banging my head on the wall. I'm so mad at myself right now.
And the conspiracy theory is some I think it's the Chinese triads had it out for Bruce Lee and his family, so they loaded a gun in one of his one of his sons, Brandon Lee, I think his name was, who ended up being an actor in the 90s, and had him killed. The same thing with Bruce Lee. He kind of died from, I think he ate something and had an allergic reaction, so there's conspiracies surrounding Bruce Lee and his son's deaths because they were accidents, as sort of some kind of Chinese triad hit on those guys. So, yeah, that would be the conspiracy for those.
Yeah, sounds legit to me.
As most conspiracy theories are. So Seattle won, man. Ding, 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 ding. He knew his Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
I tip my cap to you, sir.
Yeah, he actually got it at pretty good clues there. 15, 16. That was pretty good. All right, so just to jump back into it.
Don't worry, Comets. When you listen to this, you're not the only one who had no idea.
I thought it would be deceptive. I mean, again, the boxing and the German descent and all that, just to kind of dissuade you guys from thinking about Bruce Lee. But yeah.
Oh no, well done. Well done.
It was extremely well done.
So just to talk about some serious stuff real quick, if I can, and we were talking about a little bit before the podcast. I was talking about how I had gone down to Detroit last night to check out all of the protests that are going on and things that are going on. Do you guys have any comments, anything? Have you guys been down to any of your cities, seeing all the things that are going on down there at all?
I haven't. I mean, I don't live in a really big city. We're kind of on the suburbs in between two major cities, between Dallas and Fort Worth. So Dallas has gotten hit pretty hard, but my area really hasn't been that bad. I've seen some peaceful protesters on bridges over the highway. We had to close down my work early because of protesters that supposedly would be around the area. But the main thing is just to try and maintain peace, be safe. I mean, regardless of your view on the situation, more violence is not the answer.
I live similar to Texas. I would say 30 to 40 minutes outside of New York City, though, actually. So I've been following along what's been going on. I haven't been down there or anything like that, but I think I want to echo what Texas said about being safe. I think that's the number one priority. But regardless of your views, I think the one thing that should be out there is that don't let what the looters and rioters are doing ruin the message of the people who are peacefully protesting. Don't get the two twisted.
Right on. Yeah, I agree. That's some good stuff. Seattle, I think you're close to Washington D.C., right, buddy?
I haven't really followed stuff happening, but I know that nearby my city, there's been a lot of peaceful protests, and like the county police have emphasized that they want it to be peaceful as possible.
One thing that I thought was really cool, I don't know if you guys have seen yet, but in Flint, which is just a city maybe an hour from me, the sheriff actually got him and all of his patrol together, and they put down their weapons, all their batons and stuff like that, and he gave a really cool little spiel about how, hey, look, I'm here to help you guys out. Tell me what you need. Let's do this peacefully. I think his quote was, "Let's make this a parade, not a protest," which I thought was pretty cool. And I think that kind of stuff is unifying in some ways. And it, just to have, I understand where you're coming from, but let's keep it civil. I think is a good way to start.
Definitely, I saw that video. I thought that was well done by the officers, and I also definitely feel like if every police officer in every city did that, there wouldn't be any riots, no looting, no anything like that. I think setting the example from the top, like you were saying, the police sheriff did in Flint, is a great way to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah, I think just the biggest power that people have when they are in a position of leadership is listening. I know a lot of people, like, for example, members of this community or the actual, society, may not understand exactly what's going on inside of leaderships, but the biggest thing is just listening and being transparent. And that's kind of, I think, what people are upset about is the lack of communication and the lack of, fairness. So
No, that's a great point, Texas. Without sounding full of myself or anything, or bloated or anything like that. I mean, that's why I really enjoy doing this, doing a podcast. It's why I like listening to podcasts in general. Is like you said, that allowing for communication. I mean, you've got so much chatter going on without people really listening to each other. And I think podcasts are sort of a response to that. You've got 2 people or 3 people, or in this case 4 people, sitting in a room chatting and just talking about things. I think it's obviously necessary, and it's something that's missing right now. And so I think that's sort of my spiel on podcasts anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what people like about Retro Bowl, right? About how Simon, the developer, he's extremely in tune with the community, and he listens to us. I mean, I've messaged him back and forth for about a month now, with the RBA being as it is, and it's really humbling to see someone who he's just maybe he's just doing it for money, maybe he's just doing it as a hobby, but regardless, he doesn't have to listen to what we would like or what our opinions are, but he is. And a lot of these changes that are coming in, he's catering towards leagues like us. He's catering towards those people who are suggesting things on the Discord or on Twitter, and that puts trust in somebody like that. That puts trust in him. That puts trust in me whenever I listen to you guys and like Aloof Balloon, who wanted to do a podcast. I'm like, dude, go for it. Like, it's if that's what you want and it makes you happy and it's not hurting anybody else, it's only going to be good with partnership and support.
Right on, man. I dig it. I like that a lot. I was going to point out real quick, Ultimate Toasters. I mean, this was a guy that came to me and wants to be a little bit more active on this podcast, and God knows I need the help. If anyone's actually listened to all these episodes, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. I don't know how you sit through all these. So I definitely appreciate Ultimate pitching in like that. Ultimate, I did have a question for you, buddy. because I want to put you on blast here. Can you tell me where did you get your name, Ultimate Toasters? Are you just a toaster? Are you just a toaster fan? Like, how does someone get that name?
That's pretty funny. To be honest, I it goes a few years back. I started uh, going on Reddit, obviously, which I assume plenty of people in this Discord do, and I had a generic name. Anyone could know who I was, and I felt like the part of Reddit that makes it so interesting is that you can interact with the community kind of anonymously. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to change my username. Go to Reddit, generate a random username, and it gave me Ultimate Toaster. And I was like, you know what? Let me spice this up again. Added an S at the end. And then when I found out about this league, I was like, you know what? Let's stick with it.
Yeah, the gives it a sense of hierarchy, gives it
Yeah.
its own level, right?
He is the penultimate toaster.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
It elevates it.
We're not just an Ultimate Toaster.
Right.
We're the. You know how you're from Detroit. You're close to Ohio. You know how Ohio State does it. They're not just Ohio State. They're the Ohio State.
Let's not get into talk of Ohio. We were having a great civil discussion. We were just talking about that. Now you're muddying the waters now with this discussion.
Oh man. Hey, I'm a Maryland fan. I'm a Big Ten school too. Don't worry. I don't like any of those. I guess you'd say blue bloods, but it's football, so I don't know what you call them.
I went to Wayne State, so I don't call it anything. I don't care what you guys do. Not a Big Ten guy. Speaking of eyes, I mean, look, watch this transition, guys. Speaking of eyes, Seattle Sockeyes. What is a Sockeye? Is this a puppet thing, or where did you get your name from?
Just got it from the like NHL Seattle team names that like fans came up with, and I just liked it, so I picked it.
Is that what they're going to name that NHL team? The Sockeyes?
No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows.
Kraken, Dragons, who knows?
Kraken.
They've got a bunch.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, Kraken, I think, was one of them. I think wasn't it they were going to bring back the Metropolitans? I think was an old like 1917 team. They have a couple options, but I just looked it up because we were talking about this in the chat earlier today, and they said they were going to announce it in February, and it's June, and we still haven't heard anything. So I don't know.
Oh man, Krakens would be awesome. You could play that quote from Liam Neeson. I don't know if you guys saw that movie, where he says "Release the Kraken." That would be the perfect way to introduce a team. I didn't know about that. And Seattle has such a great fan base. Are you from there, Sockeyes? Are you from Seattle originally?
I'm not, but I have family members that are.
Because I watched the Sounders games. You got like 60, 70,000 people, Americans, in a soccer stadium. It's pretty incredible, man. Seattle's a great sports town.
So
the Sounders won their second MLS Cup, so that's pretty good.
Oh wow, that's good. Yeah. So just as a fun fact, a sockeye is from the sockeye salmon, which is a type of salmon that is in the Pacific Northwest.
There you go. There you go. The more you know. I like it. This is an educational podcast. So there you go. If we could, I closed out the last podcast with a series of 10 questions to Ents and Red Comets. If you would indulge me a little bit, I'd like to do the same thing with you three here.
Sure.
I can't say I wasn't answering with them as you were doing the last podcast.
All right, so you're prepared. You've got it all settled. You've got some good responses. So the way that we'll do this,
I hope so.
So the way we'll do this is I'll ask the question and then we'll answer it. Just because I'm looking at your icons like this, we'll do Texas, Seattle, and then Ultimate Toasters if that's cool with everyone to answer in that order, I suppose.
Sure.
So
save the best for last.
There you go. I had to save the Ultimate Toaster for the last. If you were just the regular toaster or any other ordinary toaster, I wouldn't. But because you are the ultimate, you get special billing. All right, buddy.
I appreciate that.
All right, guys. So, first question: what is your favorite word?
Honesty.
My favorite word, Seattle.
I don't have a great answer for this one, but my actual true favorite word is concur.
Concur. I like that. All right. What is your least favorite word?
Oh, okay. My least favorite word. I listened to this podcast and I still was not prepared for this.
There's no wrong answer. I'm not trying to stump anyone. It doesn't need to be deep unless you want it to be. It's completely up to you.
And this was so deep, though.
Moist.
Oh, I hate that word so much. It sounds exactly like what it is, and it's awful. How about you, Seattle? What's your least favorite word?
Misspelling, I guess. It's like a lot. I don't really like the word a lot.
Okay.
Because it sounds like a quantity of things.
You're a single.
Interesting.
It's like a large amount.
At least to give you a reason. I didn't even tell you why I like concur. My least favorite word. I think I'm going to pick one that I think a lot of people can relate to. Cancer.
Good one. What turns you on?
Honestly, an active general chat that really gets my mood up. I love seeing everybody in the chat just going at it.
Defending home crowd.
I'm going to go with notifications on my Discord app.
I'm gonna start spamming the hell out of Discord now for both you and Texas Ultimate. There you go.
Hey, I only get the notifications when I get the at, so everyone's allowed to at me.
That's right.
I
was gonna say, there you hear.
New announcement: everybody, please at Toasters with every single message that you use in general.
Preferably all you Europeans, especially at 2-3 o'clock in the morning his time. That would be beautiful.
Oh. I mean, hey, if you listen to your own question, Aloof, I'm just gonna be really turned on all day.
I don't know how to respond to that, so I'm just gonna push through. You've made the host feel very uncomfortable. Usually it works the other way around. So kudos. So based on that, I don't have to answer this question now because now you'll know the answer. What turns you off?
Yeah, what Toaster said like 3 seconds ago.
Good one.
I think honestly, I mean, this is gonna sound kind of bad, but if you're in my position, you would understand. I love helping people in the community, but it kind of turns me off when like I get a bunch of like I don't know. I love new people. New people are the reason why we can continue doing what we're doing. But for some reason, I just don't like answering the same question multiple times. So that's what it does. But I mean, I understand why I have to do it. It's just,
I get you. Yeah, it comes with the territory. How about you, Seattle?
I just don't like it when you get left on red, or you just see them type in a Discord and they just stop.
Sorry about that.
Right.
This is from like different instances where like I'm having a conversation and they just stop.
Yeah. No, I get you. I was just messing.
My turnoff, I'm gonna say being messy. And I also I don't want to put words in Texas's mouth, but I'm gonna go out there and do it because he was beating around the bush so well. New people, we love you. You're great. Thank you for helping us make the league bigger. Please just read the rules before you ask questions. That's all Texas wants. That's all any of us want. Thank you. They're posted for a reason.
we put captains in place for that kind of reason, to be honest.
I try and stay active in the chat to save you as many headaches as I can.
No, I understand, and that's the beauty of Discord and technology is that if they want to talk to the president, they can, and so that's it's fine. I mean, I answer every single question that comes my way.
Do we have a bot that can like auto respond to the same exact question over and over again?
Oh man, if there was a bot that could understand if they asked a question that's on the rules and then just
Yeah.
like brought up the link to the rules.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Right.
Uh, but no,
He
it's
said the.
it's cool. I mean, it's a weird thing that this offline league, like no one, it's not built in the game, so it's all like built by our community, and so it's definitely unique, and even to other retro bowl leagues, it's pretty unique as well.
What I'd like to do is like start recording like an 80s montage, like PSA, like welcome to the RBA, like with like nice little like groovy piano music and
We need
Ooh, I like it.
everyone's
we
got
need that.
mullets and acid wash jeans and we're submitting like the rules and our scores and like just make it really cheesy but really badass at the same time.
We talked about doing something. I mean, not like exactly the way you're saying that, but we talked about doing like an intro video, but we just never did, and that was like a few weeks ago. I wish we could do that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
There you go, Royal. Get on it, buddy. All right, next question. What sound or noise do you love?
um, okay, this is gonna be a little off. So when we are picking things for like to ship out, like for mobile orders to ship like to customers, when you scan it, it gives you this little beep that's like, yep, that's the right one, you got it. So like anything that's like that, like I don't know if I'm like answering this weird like puzzle thing and I hit the right answer and it's like bing, it just makes me feel like good. It's a little bit of adrenaline, you know what I mean?
It triggers that what is that response in the back of your brain there, like the
Yeah,
reward response. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and you're like, yes, I did it.
There you go, exactly. How about you, Seattle?
It's kind of similar to what Texas said. It's just like any victory, like soundbite type thing.
Like the crowd in the back whenever you score a touchdown in Retro Bowl.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, I know that one. Although sometimes I have nightmares of the interception, that when you throw an interception, that bright it just starts flashing. Yeah, I've had nightmares on that one.
Flashing red.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna go. I'm a big Mets fan, so sitting at City Field when as soon as the crack of the bat as the ball is going over the fence.
That's pretty good.
That's like that's a little slice of Americana right there, man. I like that.
I don't know if that's too corny, but I hope that works.
Not corny at all. What sound or noise do you hate?
Um, any high pitched, very loud, prolonged sound. So like we do alarm tests at work. So like a fire alarm, just like continuously going off and you can't turn it off. I hate that. I hate no like not being quiet.
I don't like the sound of like styrofoam screeching on each other. It just,
Oh, good one.
just no.
Good one. I like that.
Yeah, these are great. I'm gonna go with my dogs barking like lunatics when someone walks in the door and they're not sure who it is. Especially in the middle of the night when there's coming.
I have like the complete opposite like problem with my cats. They do not know a stranger. They will literally just go up and rub against
Oh
anybody.
man.
I'm
And it's a little scary because they might get taken.
I'm surprised too because cats are typically pretty standoffish, even with people that they've known for 20 years. So that's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, we got our cats rescued, and they got bottle fed since they were 3 days old. So they're extremely friendly. They love to cuddle with us when we sleep too.
So this is my favorite one. I like to ask this question because I'm interested to hear what people say, and I've gotten some good feedback on this one before. What is your favorite curse word?
I think it's got to be shit.
Be hell because I use it a lot, I guess.
I'm guessing it doesn't actually have to be a curse, right?
So I'm not gonna make fun
'Cause
of Ents or Red comments, but their curse words were pretty sedate, so it can be whatever you want it to be.
Well, they're dads, right? They gotta censor themselves.
Exactly.
Young children.
Sure.
I mean, I was gonna say my favorite thing to say to myself whenever I hit a terrible shot on the golf course is "yikes." So I'm gonna go with "yikes."
Yeah, that's me, but with a shit. Anything that I mess up, even if it's a little bit, shit.
I have a 2-year-old. Oh, I have a 3. She's 3 now. She just turned 3. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she's at that phase now where she's repeating everything. And definitely Texas, same thing with me. Favorite word, curse word, is shit. My daughter said it in like the correct context. Like she dropped.
Oh no.
She was eating some food. It fell over, and she went, "Oh shit!" My wife looked across the table with that face of like, "I know that was from you." So, needless to say, the couch is not a nice place to sleep. But
Oh man.
all right, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, I mean, now, hell, I might try out to be the NFL commissioner.
You can't do a worse job, that's for sure.
Have a profession as I'm in school still, but I don't know, just like a Twitch streamer, because you just get to relax all day.
On that note, Sockeyes,
That's a good answer.
what kind of games do you play, Sockeyes? Just so I know.
I used to play Valorant a bit, but now it's down. Now I just play like Civ or Madden. Play Madden a lot.
Did you see, just real quick, I don't mean to sidetrack us, but now I'm interested. Did you see that championship game of the E-League?
Madden?
Of Madden? Yeah.
Didn't watch some of the games.
So, for anyone, if it matters to anyone, I watched it, and one of the guys broke the game. All he did was run the ball, which is funny because the Retro Bowl game is anything but running. But anyway, this guy, there's this cheese run play, and he literally ran the same like 2-3 plays the entire game and won. He broke the game. His quarterback was a starting punter with a left-handed handoff, and that left hand animation handoff made the transition a lot smoother, so his running back could get up the field faster. Just totally broke the game, which I thought was hilarious. But anyway,
Profession. My turn. I know this was said in last podcast actually, but I 100% agree. GM of the sports team, 100%. That's where it's at.
Yeah, see, that's where I was going, but with the whole, commissioner thing, it'd just be cool just to run like a league like that. That would be pretty cool.
that's great stuff. All right, what profession would you not like to do?
Customer service.
Aren't you in retail?
Like, yes, but specifically phones, like a helpline. Like when you call like Comcast or something.
Yes,
that.
yes, like a telemarketer almost.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be a cashier because people just complain constantly.
Yeah, it's not fun, man. Like I said, I did customer service. It is brutal. So
Job I wouldn't want to do. No disrespect to anybody out there helping right now, but I think I'm gonna go nurse.
I can see that.
Are you afraid of blood?
Or
needles?
I'm more. I feel like referencing the current climate. I would not want to be.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to handle what's going on right now.
That's
Props to
understandable.
everybody who is. Props to everybody who is. I do work in healthcare, but props to everybody who's working in hospitals saving lives.
Yeah, I mean they have a really tough job. I know I couldn't do anything. Actually, I should have said that. Medical field is not for me. I'm kind of squeamish when it comes to that kind of stuff.
And I need my sleep. Those guys work like 20 hours straight.
Yeah.
and stuff
Yes,
like that.
sir.
Which is weird. You would think that the people that are literally taking care of people's lives would get as much sleep as they possibly needed, but
Right. They take care of themselves. Yeah.
You'd think.
but
Yeah, that's one of the things. My wife is a therapist, and that's one of the things they teach them in school is you can't help anybody if you don't help yourself. So if you don't give yourself, alone time and decompression, then you can't help somebody else do that.
Amen. I like that. That's true. All right, guys. Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I think just a good job, like good job, pat on the back.
To hear him say like you made it, or have you had a good life.
Yeah, I feel like what I would want him to say is, like something along the lines of, "You did good, kid."
I always want
Don't get cocky.
Yeah, or it reminds me of Babe, the farmer saying, "That'll do, pig. That'll do." So.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Texas, Sockeyes, Ultimate Toasters. Thank you guys all very much for coming on the podcast. I hope you had a little fun.
Aloof, you're doing a great freaking job, man. Keep up the good work.
I'm trying, man. I appreciate that. With that, Texas, I know that you're hankering to give us some kind of direction, so I'll give you the floor. Anything you want to shout out to the team?
Okay. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's part of this community. You made this possible. You make this podcast possible. Everybody who listens to it, thank you for, you're using your time to take in more of our content, and that's all we want is just the community, and we talk about it in the chat and everything, and it's awesome. If you feel like that you want to do something more with the community, all you have to do is ask. This podcast is because Aloof Balloon, this guy right here, has donated his time and offered to run this for us, and you can talk to him about it. We were very hands off with a lot of things. He came to us for some tips, but for the most part, this is his thing, and he's done a great job. Thank you, Aloof, for having us on here. But it's really a community thing. So if you have any ideas, if you have any talents or anything like that, donating them just makes the league grow and makes it more fun for everybody else. Even if you don't have time, we do have a Patreon. We have a merch store. We have a place where you can boost the Discord server that makes this audio and this podcast sound better. Those things all go right back into the league. We do things like prizes for contests, like Pickles has been putting on contests for every week the past couple weeks here. And it's just, stuff we're giving back to the community. So any little bit helps. Time, money, anything like that. Being active in the Discord actually is really awesome too. So I love seeing that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was really made it's made the quarantine that much easier. So thank you guys.
I appreciate Texas. Your enthusiasm and dedication is infectious, buddy. I always appreciate you having time to talk to me. How about you, Sockeyes? Anything going on? Anything you want to say to the community? Anything out there?
Just that the virtual community has just been a fun thing to do during quarantine. And go Hawks.
Go Hawks. All right, that's a good way to end it. All right, Retro Bowl Universe. I am Aloof Balloon. And this has been another episode of Alliance After Dark. If you're interested in joining, shoot me a DM. I will definitely have you on. Thanks, everyone.